Di tayo AI. No.
Oh, hindi. Ibang AI, iba.
Rapti Prime, John, Jace.
Hey. D-Prime. Kung gusto mo manood ng Stranger Things, okay lang naman. Hindi naman namin mamasamain. Ikaw naman, no? Alam ko namang matagal mong hinintayan.
I keep forgetting the show na this weekend.
Yeah. After what, 2-3 years?
No, the show, our show.
Oh. Right. Alamat. Yes. Hey, Ina. Hello, John. John Paulo. And RJ.
RJ, what up? Ina, hello.
RJ, napaka-inclusive. Oh, pati yung mga Phil-Am, binabati.
I think,
Hello.
are you not in the States, RJ? Is that you? We used to have somebody who was watching us na.
Di ba si Ramon?
No,
Ramon.
not Mon. Yung iba pa, nung panahon pa ng pandemic to eh. Is that you, RJ? I think that was you. Or am I thinking of someone else?
Hey, Bruce. Hello. I gotta say it every year. Every time people in the Philippines say Happy Thanksgiving. I mean, it's great to be grateful, but also, alamin din natin bakit nila sineselebrate yun. Pillaging! Conquest! Ayun, si RJ, taga-States nga. He's from Seattle.
Yo, what up, man? There you go. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Pinaka-budol, di ba? Pinaka-budol time of the year. For those of you who want some merch, by the way, ang daming bagsak presyo ngayon. I checked kanina out of habit.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be able to send you guys this. So, di pa natin na-announce sa page.
Yeah. Pero, for those of you who are tuned in now, we had to pull the plug on the Pasabay program. It's no longer viable. Hindi na siya... Medyo nalulugi na kami with the new rules.
Yeah, there were new rules. So, that's the important part of that's the important part of the whole thing. So, the Bureau of Customs made it a little or much harder to
much harder for us to do.
Much harder to reasonably bring in the goods every now and then. Tangina na naman, Julian.
AI ka talaga, man. AI ka. May family reunion palang AI. Grabe.
How can I chop you this year if you don't show up to anything? Kasi AI ka.
Oh, di nga namin alam kung totoong tao ka, di ba? John, you know why we have Thanksgiving sales here in the Philippines? Because capitalism. Pera yan.
Tsaka payday na. So,
That too. It all connects. It all works. Handa na ba mga budhi nyo para sa WarGames? Si Julia nagsosorry, oh. Pero hindi katulad ni Emil Nate. Ito, may dahilan ka talagang mag-sorry. Kasi AI ka.
My name is Colin Cash Money Cannon.
What do we want to talk about?
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
You're still just a kid.
Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top.
This is Lola Vice. I love you so much.
They love my Latina heat.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
You are CM Punk.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
To say his name.
Say his name and he appears.
Stan C, the voice of Philippine wrestling, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Romoran, the fancy daddy, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Chino Liao, Best Gout Machine, San Sebastian College Recoletos, College of St. Benilde, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television.
Emil Nate, small forward, the Ateneo de Naga University.
And you're listening.
You're listening.
And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast.
Hola, Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. Yeah.
You are watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. It's your OGs, Stancy and Romoran, checking in for our Survivor Series WarGames predictions episode. Di tayo kano, so wala tayong long weekend. Even Bonifacio Day falls on a Sunday, so it's not exactly a holiday weekend, but we're gonna
Shit
be
out of luck.
yeah, medyo minalas tayo sa patak ng holiday this year. But we're doing the best we can to enjoy what we've got. Ang dami natin gagawin this weekend between yung predictions natin, yung giveaway natin ng Puso Wrestling Alamat tickets. We've also got the actual Puso Wrestling Alamat, and before that, Survivor Series War Games on Sunday Manila time. So it's gonna be a fun weekend pa rin naman kahit papano. So yun, I'm really pumped to get this done with you guys. Let's start off with some good news. Thank you, Ina, for reminding us. Let's say congrats to one-time guest of the podcast, our Ate Lacey Lane, for signing with AEW. It's been announced as of today.
Yeah, announced by SRS. I'm not sure if the company itself announced it, but congrats. I think it was only a matter of time. Like, syempre, she appeared twice in AEW programming, in ROH, and on Dynamite. And syempre, I feel like the reception to her performances, her appearances was pretty good. So deserved. I'm glad that I think being on the indies now, especially post WWE, it's a much better position than before. But now, with the steady gig that AEW gives you, I think Ate Lacey is also like a fine addition to their roster, to their already stacked roster.
Yeah, and anytime one of the boys or the girls gets their bag, it's always cause for celebration, diba? That's ultimately what we want for everybody in the pro wrestling business. So congrats to Ate Lacey Lane. We also got to let you know that on top of the many events happening this weekend, we've got one last wrestling podcast watch party before we turn into 2026, and that is John Cena's final match. Saturday night's main event happening on the morning of December 14, Sunday yan, sa Skinny Mike's BGC. So we are selling tickets for that already. Yung early bird natin, available na siya over on tinyurl.com/thankyoucena. Again, tinyurl.com/THANKYOUCENA. And tickets are available at 450 pesos for the early birds, 500 pesos for the walk-ins. Meron pa tayong tickets, so we're looking forward to seeing you there. I will actually be there kasi we're not going to be calling that show on with Tagalog commentary. So it's only for the American and Spanish announced teams.
Yeah, we'll see you guys there. May tickets pa. I think if we get enough people, syempre they'll be opening both levels of the bar. So yeah, I hope to see all of you there. And it's our last watch party of the year. Di pa natin alam kung gagawin natin for Royal Rumble in Saudi. So while we still have this opportunity, let's enjoy it and cry together.
Saying what's up to our very own Emil Nate, who bailed on the idea of appearing virtually on the podcast tonight. So he actually had a reason to go all play a Nathan. And like the Ateneo Blue Eagles, he disappointed us. Taking a page out of his Blue Eagles right there. So, in as much as they're not part of the Final Four, Emil Nate is not part of tonight's live stream.
Sorry. Sorry.
All right. For those of you, by the way, who haven't hit the follow button yet on Spotify, please do leave a comment over there as well. Keep the conversation going, pati na rin sa Facebook page and on the YouTube channel as well. And as always, sponsorships are more than welcome dito sa podcast. If you want to plug anything, get Emil Nate to rant about anything, put your brand over, please send us an email over at hello.wrestlingwrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's hello.wrestlingwrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. Ro put together a deck that we can, show you so that, we can get the ball rolling on this one. Last couple of things to put over. We've got the Patreon program, patreon.com/wrestling podcast, ganknot.com/wrestling2xpot if you want to support the podcast for as low as $5 or 260 pesos a month, depende sa palitan natin. And finally, Ro, go put over the Converge Netflix bundle in time for the rollout ng Netflix Philippines of WWE.
Oh guys, syempre announce na hindi pupunta dito ang WWE. Pero they will be up. The programming will finally be coming to WWE, to Netflix Philippines. So kung wala pa rin kayo Netflix, or you want to pay two services in one bill, you can go check out our friends over at Converge with their Converge Fiber Netflix plans. Super sulit. You get the Converge box where you can install not just Netflix but other streaming platforms as well. You get the new modem that goes all the way up to I think 100 gigs of speed. But for as low as $17.98 or around 1,900 pesos na, you get 300 Mbps, 25 Mbps speed boost. Syempre, a Netflix basic subscription. Si Emil Nate, mayaman siya kasi $2 ang kinikita niya. So he goes all the way up to plan 2298, which gives him like 500 Mbps of speed plus Netflix Premium, the highest tier of Netflix. So if you want to catch wrestling legally in time for the WWE's arrival on Netflix PH, or syempre, if you still want to just watch WWE on Blast TV, which is also available here as a free account with your Converge subscription, just go check it out. Head to fiberx.com.ph or head to your nearest Converge office kung meron man malapit sa inyo.
All right. Let's start with the wrestling talk, beginning with the highlights from Dynamite. So nagsimula na yung Continental Classic this year, and before we talk about yung first match na nangyari, we already know the participants. Who do you have coming out of both leagues, and who do you have coming out of this as either the retaining or the new Continental Champion?
Yeah, I have Takeshita coming out of which league was he in? Was it blue or gold?
Blue, diba?
Wait, let me check. Basta Takeshita is one of them because I know they'll be setting up the big match with Okada. Takeshita is in the blue league, and then Okada's in the gold league. I think Okada's winning the gold league. Para lang they set up the whole because he is still quote unquote the greatest tournament wrestler that they have, and he is still the champion. So I feel like he's defending all of that, or he's defending that at the end. If not him, probably Pac to build up Pac as the potential new leader of the Death Riders.
All right. Despite Okada being your pick to come out of the Gold League, siya yung unang natalo sa Continental Classic. He lost to Kyle Fletcher. And very interesting yung interaction nila afterward where Okada was teasing na he would flip off Kyle Fletcher tapos nagkamayan sila.
Yeah, I think that was just Okada's natural gimmick, the whole bitch thing. So he caught himself in time. He's going to show na, unlike Takeshita, he actually respects Kyle Fletcher. So Okada took his first loss because he'll be rebounding. I feel like it's going to be him being set up to be a little more serious as the tournament goes on, diba? And to establish Kyle Fletcher as a big deal. Lalo na he can beat the rest of the field in the blue league, the gold league. Sorry.
So kanina habang nagsimula yung Continental Classic, we actually got 3 matches, diba? We had Kevin Knight defeating Darby Allin, and we also had Claudio Castagnoli defeating Orange Cassidy. In-announce din kanina na yung Unified Championship will be ununified pala. So, meron pang separate lineages yun. So, it's the Continental Championship and then the International Championship. Magkaiba pa rin sila. So, kung matalo si Okada sa Continental Classic, if he doesn't make it to the finals, he loses the Continental Championship pero International Champion pa rin siya. Tapos, kung mahiwalay yun, then he will have the International Championship as a separate entity, and then whoever wins the Continental Classic goes away with the Continental Championship. If that sounds confusing to you, then get in line. Kasi pati ako nalito nung una kong inintindi to.
Yeah, I think Tony Khan gave himself an out. Diba? If the whole unification, the unified championship gimmick got out of hand, or ended up being derailed somehow. But I think it wasn't necessary, like especially now that he introduced the national championship. Like unless the national championship is really gonna be an OA title, diba? Na talagang it's on excursions, like the DDT Ironman Heavy Metalweight Championship. Na it's everywhere, diba? So maybe that might be the plan, because I don't see any reason to really decouple the international championship, other than the fact that they were bound by the rules that they set for both the unified championship and the Continental Classic. So it's a big mess. In the end, I feel like they're gonna either fix it or sweep it under the rug. But yeah. To answer Emil's question, if the international and the continental get separated, wala nang unified championship until whoever wins one of those championships gets to collect both again. So that is the rule, that according to the stipulations that they set up for that. So that part is a little more confusing. But once you figure it out, hindi na siya ganun hindi na siya ganun kagulo.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's really just the fact that you have all these words, all these names, and then 2 championships na kala natin pinag-unify, tas yun pala pwedeng i-decouple.
Yeah. I think it was a rule set that they ended up having to honor, because otherwise, if you don't honor it, you're going to be falling prey to the wrestling logic argument. So it is terrible, but I guess it makes sense once you just apply the rules.
Sure.
But it is what it is.
What's funnier to me is, and I've been thinking about this since the unification, diba? Kung ginawan mo ng portmanteau yung dalawang championships, you'll have the Intercontinental Championship.
Exactly. Maybe that's why he didn't make it the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. All right. Saying what's up, by the way, to Carlo. Thank you for joining us. Si Ninong MJ is also here. Anton, yung mga regulars natin. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, everybody.
All right. How about Swerve and Hangman being side by side pa rin? What happened at the end of Full Gear was not a one-off. In fact, they're standing together against the Ops, and then they really put a beat down on the Ops dojo, even hanging 2 of the young boys by their necks. There's a chain, using the chain rather.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny to see the Ops just completely disregard the Ops dojo and then just have them be the meat shields for the rest of the Ops, which is weird because you have 3 of the most meatiest and most hard-headed wrestlers in the company and Hook, and then you have to have the Ops dojo students take their hits for them to tank the wrath of Swerve and Hangman. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I like the fact that they are the Ops now. Like Hangman and Swerve are the Ops by virtue of not having a championship. Angas siya. Like I feel like it's great that Swerve doesn't need to explain himself. Like you get it, diba? Like you get that Swerve found respect for Hangman. Sure, I would love an explanation as to why Swerve is also, going after Joe, but at the same time, I guess it's easily derived. Diba? You can easily understand it now. Okay, Swerve doesn't like Joe as a person, especially now that he was underhanded about it. Diba? They both went through their heroes' journeys, and now they're the good guys.
Or baka naman gusto lang niya habulin yung world champion. I mean,
sure.
Diba, by default, if you don't go after the world championship.
He doesn't have to team with Hangman to do it.
Sure, yeah. Di ba nag-sorry na rin sila sa isa't isa?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
I think that's a huge, huge story point na, I'm glad na hindi nila kinalimutan kasi at least nagme-make sense kung bakit sila magkakampi ngayon. Diba? In the women's division, we've got the Timeless Love Bombs who came out of Full Gear with the right to choose their semi-final stipulation against their opponents, sina Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. So no Megan Bayne on Dynamite kasi nasa Japan siya ngayon. In fact, today she was actually at Todokan with B. Priestley.
Hey, nice.
So I saw the post na they were posing with the Todokan t-shirts. I'm assuming
Nice.
they got their checkies.
Oh,
so
for sure.
mag-isa si Marina Shafir on Dynamite with Mox, and inaawat pa ni Mox si Marina as Tony Storm declared na yung stipulation nila will be a hardcore holiday deathmatch.
Yeah, sounds pretty fun. I think they are capitalizing on the success ng women's blood and guts. Like people like, syempre it's not for everyone, but for those who are squeamish, probably will not like the fact that it is marketed as a death match. So I'm sure we're gonna see a lot more blood and gore. But for those who do like it, which is for the rest of us, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I feel like again when I picked Blood and Guts, the women's Blood and Guts match for picks of the week, diba? I said that it is one of those things that I enjoy watching the women do, because you don't always get to see them do that. I feel like it's always in the realm of the men because a lot of guys expect the women to just sit pretty and not get nasty and dirty and bloody, diba? So more power to that. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I feel like it's a natural extension of their Blood and Guts feud.
Mm-hmm. So sa other side of the bracket, nag-advance na yung Babes of Wrath. They defeated the Sisters of Sin. So given the final three teams, and this could all sound stupid by tomorrow if it goes the other way, but who do you think will win the tag team championships?
I think it is still Marina and Megan's to lose. I feel like they are the god team here. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they do the whole underdog thing with the Babes of Wrath.
All right, parang Rhino and Heath Slater from back in the day. Dynamite ended in a very WWE-like way.
Yeah.
And when I say that, diba, it's basically how Raw and SmackDown ended the last couple of weeks with
and I have a lot to say about
multi-person brawl. Go right ahead, because everybody knows what I'm talking about here.
No. In the WWE context, I didn't like how the whole plan to push WarGames was to have all the teams brawl, both men and women, diba? So lalo na ito, like I don't understand why the tournament competitors had to brawl with each other. Like, diba? Like I get the story. I get how they laid it out in a way that made narrative sense. Diba? Like the Death Riders attacked Gorge Cassidy first, so that prompted Roderick Strong to calm down, diba? Kasi as part of the conglomeration. Then nag-domino effect na.
Yeah, but like, what does Kevin Knight have to do with it?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't like this. It's like doing a whole tournament. It's like parang at the end of like the UAP round 1, at the end of the game 1, the first day of the UAP, lahat ng basketball teams nagsapakan sa court pagkatapos sa final game, diba? So yeah, I didn't see the need for a major brawl here, especially since they did the whole blood and guts build up really well without having to resort too much to this. So yeah, it was a strange move.
Even Takeshita got involved. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Si Okada lang yung matalino kasi he just looked on from the stage like, all right, bahala kayo.
Yeah. It was also like the heel thing kasi Takeshita is still technically heel, even though we're rooting for him against Okada. So yeah, didn't make sense. It didn't make me want to watch the Continental Classic any more than I already do. Like, that's not how the tournament's gonna work anyway. It's a bunch of singles matches in a round robin format.
Si Emil Nate nagsasorry na naman in the comments. Emil, you're supposedly a part of the show. Ba't ka nagsasorry? Again, in the comments. Never learn. All right, let's take an Emil Nate dance break. When we come back, we'll talk about Raw and NXT/TNA right after this. Doon naman tayo sa Raw, and we're not gonna get into the Survivor Series predictions yet. We're gonna get to some highlights na hindi necessarily part of WarGames. Starting off with the Last Time Is Now tournament quarterfinals matchup. So Solo Sikoa and Gunther are both advancing into the Final Four to join whoever comes out of the SmackDown side.
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining about Gunther. Like this, I didn't. I mean, I knew it was a matter of time, but I didn't realize we'd ever come to the day that people would be complaining about Gunther getting pushed. Diba? So I guess that's what happens when you become part of the establishment. You become part of the dynasty.
Wow.
So diba? It's funny. Like, people love to hinge this argument on Cena needing to elevate young talent, but when people try to do that, people will complain about, the matchup not being the best it could be. Like, do you seriously want your headliner to be John Cena versus Solo Sikoa? Diba? At the heels of a tournament?
It still could because Solo did qualify.
Yeah, I know. Or fine, sige, let's go to the loser of this match, diba? Who was Carmelo Hayes, diba?
Yeah.
Like, is that really the biggest matchup you want for this for John Cena's final match, diba? Remember when Kurt Angle had Baron Corbin and people didn't like that? Like yeah, I understand that Baron Corbin wasn't given much to work with story-wise, but I fail to see how John Cena versus Carmelo Hayes was a matchup everyone needed to protect. Other than the fact that Carmelo Hayes needs a big push, but everyone needs a big push in this era. You know.
I mean, wala namang scrub diba? Especially now.
Oh.
There really isn't anyone on the roster na parang, patalo yan. Or, that guy, shouldn't really be elevated up the card. Everybody is talented. So, I don't know what you guys want here. Also, at the start of this whole thing, when Gunther was still rumored to be part of it, weren't people already pushing for Gunther to win?
Yeah,
Tapos ngayon bilang kumabig sila 2 weeks later. I don't get it.
Yeah, either they wanted Gunther or people wanted someone else, like someone else with history, diba? Like the Edges or the Jerichos of the world, diba? So that's what they wanted. If aside from Gunther, like I think people can't really find a link between Gunther and John Cena. So either you push the young talent that hasn't been given a proper a fair shake, or you bring back an old veteran, a Hall of Famer in there, diba? So that's the play that they want. But I don't really, it doesn't really compel me, the idea of having Carmelo Hayes being the last matchup, diba? Like, if you're gonna have a whole tournament to do this, you might as well have the most sensible wrestler, the biggest competitor to win the whole thing.
Ito lang coming from a place na wala akong alam with the plans and the booking or whatever, shouldn't we be capitalizing on the fact na Cena can still go at this point in his career, and so for him to be matched up with Gunther, who is literally one of the best in the game, diba? Isn't that like a dream match waiting to happen? So why are we complaining here?
Kasi people already... No, the logic of people here, the logic of the haters here, is that made man si Gunther, diba? Like he's already been world champion. The only championship he hasn't won yet is a WWE championship, which people are placing above the World Heavyweight Championship. So that's their story, and they're sticking to that. And they feel like being the guy to beat John Cena would lead to a major push, which I don't believe is going to be the case had it been Carmelo Hayes. I don't think that was going to be an automatic lock.
Sure. Si Emil sabi niya in the comments, people hating on Gunther will be a future subject of Play and Nathan. Next week
Bakit? Asa ka ba?
Oo nga. Binigyan ka namin ng airtime ngayon
Hindi ka naman nag-record ng video.
Oh. You know, for context, for everybody watching or listening, we did tell Emil Nate to record Play and Nathan for this week. We gave him airtime, but he chose not to. He abstained. So who dropped the ball now? Moving on. Really sad news coming out of the Solo Sikoa bracket nung the last time is now tournament because Penta got injured during the match. I think this was just like a couple of minutes in, diba? On a Hurricane Rana attempt from Penta off of the barricade. Yeah. Mali yung landing niya, landed on his side, I think, so his shoulder got banged up and the doctors had to check agad, and in like a minute or two, they called off the match and declared Solo Sikoa the winner. So great for Solo to advance in the tournament, but just terrible circumstances for it to happen, obviously. Nobody wants to see an injury happen. And Penta already talked about this on social. Sinabi niya he will be gone for a while.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I hope no one is blaming Solo for. I haven't seen anyone do that the way people blame Ridge Holland, but I hope that it doesn't come to that because I saw the spot. It just as a guy who does Ranas, it's one of those things that is just a freak accident. Like sometimes you don't do the move the most perfect way. Sometimes there is a small tweak that ends up being a major injury, and it's one of those times. Same way Big E was injured. There was a minor tweak that led to a major effect.
Yeah, or see Neville or Pac, if you remember from 9 years ago, diba? He did the basement dropkick kay Chris Jericho.
And then baseball slide.
Baseball slide, yeah. And then na-injure siya, diba? And he was gone for a while. So, these things happen talaga. Then you consider the wear and tear din on Penta's body. Dude is 40. He's been in the game for damn near 20 years at this point. So, you know, I'm not saying that injury prone si Penta. What I'm saying is he's not a spring chicken, and he's also got miles on his odometer. So, you know, it is what it is. Injuries happen, diba? This is sports. It happens.
Yeah, it's unfortunate talaga. It also does actually put into question yung team up nila ni Phoenix at Guerra de Titanes next month.
Yeah. So, di natin alam kung kailan babalik si Penta. Sinabi lang niya on social media na he will be gone for a while. So, it's very vague. It's indefinite. Di rin natin alam yung extent of the injury. I'm guessing may mga tests pa yan and evaluation sa mga doktor. So,
yeah, it's fresh. So, I'm sure he's gonna run through the gauntlet this week.
Yeah. Sana you know, he's gone for the least amount of time possible, and if he does need to rehab it, sana rin hindi niya madaliin, di ba? Kasi, you know, it's terrible if you know, rush yung mga ganitong klaseng recovery, di ba? We're not all John Cena here.
And even John Cena at this point doesn't or can't do the way he recovered back in 2008.
Oh. Hindi na siya cyborg. Let's go to NXT Gold Rush Week 2 and say congratulations to Lei Ying Lee. The caption there reads, Kongsi, Kongsi, Lee Lei Ying, which literally means congratulations, Lei Ying Lee. She is the TNA Knockouts World Champion. Now it's her first ever title in her wrestling career. She's also the first mainland Chinese champion for TNA, and di natin to ma-verify. So right now, we're saying she's perhaps the first ever Chinese-born champion in an American promotion or an American company. So this is huge because Lei Ying Lee was an NXT project.
By that we mean, you know, someone who came from the mainland, the motherland, and made it in the States.
Yeah. Remember that Lei Ying Lee was part of this batch of mainland Chinese signees, diba? Sina Tian Bin, Boa, yung nga, Lei Ying Lee, marami sila diba, nung 2017 or 2018 when we were trying to go for the when the company was trying to go for the expansion into China.
Yeah, they did kind of pull it off, I guess, although by way of TNA. So, but congrats, it's major. Like, I am not admittedly familiar with how much over Lei Ying Lee was in or is in TNA. I've only just started to watch TNA regularly recently, but hey, it's definitely, I think she did persevere. I think she honed her skills from not being a wrestler at all, diba? When she got to the US and
Yeah.
proving herself enough to become a champion in TNA, diba? Kahit sabihin mo TNA lang yan compared to WWE, diba? It is still a huge accomplishment. And remember that the Knockouts Championship is a world championship at this point. So she is technically a world champion. So
A world
congrats.
championship being recognized by WWE.
Sure, yeah. So congratulations. I think she did deserve it. I think she was always good. Syempre, some people might be a little put off by her martial arts based style, which didn't always work. But I felt like by the end of her WWE run, she just needed a real chance to show what she could do with it.
I think then very interesting yung knockouts division ng TNA because for a while it seemed to have your top competitors in sina Jordan Grace, Masha Slamovich, and then Jordan went to NXT, then si Masha had to leave, and then Ash by Elegant stepped up, diba? And then, she got injured and could no longer compete. So I think it created a vacuum then. And diba, as they say in wrestling, whenever somebody has to drop out, it's an opportunity for someone to step up. And Lei Ying Lee and before her, Kilani Jordan were in these positions where they were able to capitalize on the opportunity.
Yeah. If you are ready for the spot, for the opportunity, it will show. Diba? Ika nga ni Matt Cardona at saka ni Sara Duterte, always ready sila.
That's right. So let this be a lesson for everyone, diba? Positively. Na always ready din tayo dapat for, whatever opportunities may come our way. You never know when you might end up getting that shot you've been dreaming of. Congrats as well to Fallon Henley, who is now the women's speed champion. Tinalo niya si Zarya in a championship match that lasted beyond 5 minutes. So 5 minutes yung title matches ng speed, but then nagtie sila, time expired, so they able to come out and declare a sudden death extension.
Yeah, sorry, that was the dumbest thing ever. Like the entire gimmick of speed is you have to finish within the time limit. Pause. It immediately and completely defeats the purpose if you have to go to overtime that is sudden death. Wala pang time limit yung overtime, di ba? Sana parang totoong sports, dinagdagan mo ng dinagdagan mo ng time limit yung It's like OT, di ba? When you go to OT, it still is contested under a time limit, di ba?
It's literally 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, they got this. The sudden death rule is more prevalent in college football, but it really defeats the purpose of having a time limit. Because if the overtime can go for as long as it can go, they need siya speed.
Yeah, so, when that happened, syempre nagulat din ako in the moment. And I was like, oh, all right, I guess we're getting the sudden death, It was part of the larger story na Fatal Influence was looking to complete the sweep ng NXT Gold Rush, but that didn't happen for Lainey Reed. Natalo siya against Kendall Gray for the Evolve Women's Championship. And I think the takeaway for me, at least, having watched that match, is Kendall Gray really is a blue chipper. Like, I am excited to see where this lady goes.
Yeah, they have some high hopes for her. Lalo na she is an amateur wrestler, if that's correct.
Yes, tama.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, sa skits sila ni Ren Sinclair, siya yung sidekick ni Ren.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. But on TV, si Ren ang sidekick ni Kendall. So I hope that, it aligns soon.
No, I mean, I get it kasi si Ren Sinclair is the vet technically.
Oh yeah, that's true. She is an indie star.
Yeah. Diba?
So, but yeah, interesting that Ren is being made to look like the comic foil, whereas Kendall is the
straight woman,
super straight woman who has the legit shooter experience.
Yeah. I think it's also pretty cool na she's tiny, diba? She's like got the same build as an Ivy Nile or Casey Catanzaro, diba? So nakakatawa lang seeing Kendall Gray be, petite but like a total badass shooter. Yeah. One note here, Charles is back.
Oh,
Charlie
yeah, Charles
Dempsey.
is back.
Yes.
They're pushing the whole romance thing.
Between Charles and Ren?
The way he caught her and the way they shared the look after that catch.
I mean, if I were Charles, hindi ko siya masisi because Ren is attractive.
Hindi ba, are they not dating in real life?
I have no idea.
Because she called William Regal dad in one of those videos.
That's right. Di ko alam, pero di ko alam. I just think that anytime Ren Sinclair is on the screen, it is a happy Ren's Day.
Happy Ren's Day.
We've also got a storyline development here between Ethan Page and Sol Ruka, though not in a romantic sense, more of a devil on your shoulder sense. Kasi dinedemonyo ni Ethan Page si Sol Ruka, and Miles Bourne had to come in and shoo the devil away from Sol Ruka.
Yeah, interesting. It also really feeds into the theory because you remember when I brought this up, you told me that you didn't believe, or it didn't occur to you Sol Ruka was going to be the one to turn heel, but they're pushing this hard. I don't know, when you have Ethan Page be the guy to whisper the bad influences in your ear, diba? Like it is being telegraphed pretty hard.
Yeah, now I'm buying into it, especially after we did that segment. When we translated it in the moment, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I see the theory. So I also like na Ethan Page is in this spot. Kasi una, I thought it would be Sean Spears, but clearly it's very different na given where the culling is and where Sean Spears is. And Ethan Page without Chelsea Green gives him very little to do, I guess. So it's nice to see him be that bad influence. Lalo na't vet pa siya.
I think si Sean Spears is kind of self-aware that he doesn't have the gravitas to lead a stable. Diba? Parang, like, even in diba, when you compare him, when you look at his pre-WWE career or pre-current return career, where he was just a rando in AEW and the rando in MJF's group. Diba?
Yeah, the pinnacle.
Yeah. So parang I felt like somebody felt, or he agreed, that nobody would buy him as a leader, which is why he was happy to let Izzy Dame take over. So yeah. I actually like that change. I think it made sense.
Yeah, nagulat din ako na parang diba, Sean Spears on camera would actually be like, Izzy, I didn't think of it that way. Alam mo yun? Parang, like he's actually literally ceding the floor to Izzy Dame.
Diba? So I'm excited to wait for her. I'm excited to see her her explanation, although she did kind of tease the explanation already.
Yeah. So mapapanood natin yan next week when NXT goes back to live programming. Last bit here from NXT, let's talk about Shiloh Hill, who they introduced over the last couple of weeks. So pag di nyo kilala si Shiloh Hill, he's from WWE LFG. He's a former football player. People on social media are saying that he has the perfect given name. His given name is Thunder Justice Keck. So they were like, Thunder Justice is like a wrestling name as it is, but his WWE name is Shiloh Hill. And nakita na sila ng potential from his LFG days pa lang, but now he's in NXT with what I am assuming to be like a hacker / dark web / deep web lurker guy. Parang yun ang basa ko
I don't even think it's that. I feel like they are just presenting him as himself, and it's not compelling. I don't know if it's a gimmick or if it's really him and yun talaga yung interest niya, diba? Like he is a hacker or whatever. But whatever it is, it's not compelling to me. Like I hate saying it, but it doesn't move me at all. Like why is he introducing himself like this? It's not. It does nothing for me.
Yeah. Feeling ko it's also very raw. Alam mo yun, parang like you can clearly see that he's figuring it out, and I hope na this isn't gonna send him on a downward spiral or whatever, like narratively or career wise. There's room for growth here for Shiloh Hill. It's just that even from my standpoint, I'm like kind of struggling to figure out kung ano talaga siya. Like yun nga, di ko alam kung hacker ba siya or like nerd or football player.
I think he's doing the aw shucks thing, where he's trying to get by on some sort of charm. Meron naman siyang charm. Like, I will admit that he has charm. But the character that he's portraying with that charm doesn't do much for me because we've seen so many hacker gimmicks try to take off in wrestling. Like it's not really the best place for it when you just want to wrestle. But like, why would I want to believe a hacker suddenly becomes a elite pro wrestler, diba? Major league pro wrestler? You know, give me something, not this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's funny is nung una naisip ko actually si Stevie Turner. Remember when she tried the streamer
yung
gimmick?
pa, diba? Yeah.
So that was like last year or a couple years ago before she became the Prime Minister of Evolve.
Yeah. Although that was different. A streamer naman is, anyone can be a streamer.
Totoo.
It doesn't make you a techie. It doesn't make you a hacker. You are just literally live streaming your live streaming yourself. Yeah.
Moreover, there are actual wrestlers who are also actual streamers. You're Zelina Vegas and you're Dakota Kais.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty, more normal than we think now. Okay, time for us to do predictions for Survivor Series. WarGames! Which will happen right after this Emil Nate dance break.
Mahal ko, pagkat saan ka man naroon, pintig ng puso ko'y para sa'yo. Naghihirap man ang aking damdamin, nagmamahal pa rin sa'yo, giliw. Libutin man kita'y di ko magawa, hindi pa rin ako nagbabago.
Time for us to get into our predictions for Survivor Series.
WarGames!
And it's amusing to me, just zooming out here, that Survivor Series WarGames is the one PLE with an actual recurring theme song. I mean, like WrestleMania used to have The Weeknd for years and years and years, but like WarGames has War Pigs, and that hasn't changed since WarGames hit the main roster.
Yeah, it's actually a nice bit. It's a nice thing that elevates what used to be the least of the big four, diba? So ngayon may identity din siya, like to the point that they fucking bumped down an actual Survivor Series match to SmackDown.
What do you think about that? Now we got Team Sammy versus Team MFT on SmackDown.
I wish it was on the show on the PLE, but I'm okay with it being on SmackDown. It does make SmackDown must watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tsaka hahaba rin, diba? Because that'll be like 3 5-on-5 matches. Then it'll be basically like Survivor Series from the late 2000s.
Yeah, but nobody asked for War Games. So, I guess people want to have the War Games match, but wala talaga. Ganun eh.
Yeah, I like the more that we have Warpig soundtrack of Survivor Series, like the more I'm loving the song, and I've loved it since I first heard it years ago. I also appreciate yung mga sumali nung quiz night, diba? And when we played War Games for the singing bee, or War Pigs rather for the singing bee, they were like, "Oh yes, I know the lyrics." So that probably also tells you yung brand recall that the song now has because of its usage sa Survivor Series. So we have 4 matches on the card. The show takes place on Sunday morning. I believe it'll be 8 a.m. Manila time kasi 7 a.m. 7 p.m. East Coast time yung simula. No, so it's 8 a.m. Enough time for you to have lunch pa and rest before Puso Wrestling Alamat. We have 4 matches on the show. Let's start with the Intercontinental Championship. John Cena versus the hometown boy, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
They haven't announced that the last time is now tournament is for the championship. Because obviously, syempre, there is still this match. But at the same time, you could still hype, the finals or the retirement match as a championship match. Just say, if Cena wins, it's a championship match. How hard is that to say? But the fact that they didn't say it, it could possibly mean that Dom is winning. Yeah. So although he did kind of win the whole thing with John Wina on Monday, so I don't know. It could go both ways. Like I feel like mahirap na rin i-push yung although it is still just a couple of weeks left, diba? It's only like literally 14 days left until John Cena's final match. So it's neither here nor there, I feel. So yeah, let's make the championship, let's make the retirement match bigger and have Cena retain.
All right. What did you think of John Cena?
I agree with Meltzer when he said that it was a very Vince thing to do. Like, it's funny that okay, apparently in Triple H's WWE, the little people are still punchlines. Although, the heel in the situation was was gotten at, but not so much for it. Like so, I do like how John Cena was given agency in the segment. Diba? He stood up to Dom despite being
he went against the script.
Yeah, he went against the script. So that was interesting. I will say that it is kind of an upgrade to how the old WWE would book little people. And legit wrestler si John Cena. So he is he is an actual mini superstar in the indies.
Mas batak pa siya sa maraming mga indie wrestlers. Lalo na dito sa Pinas.
For sure. I saw his body. He's jacked.
Oh, legit siya.
He's legit jacked. So, yun. I guess that's the nuance therein. It wasn't treated with that much insensitivity, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I'm neutral about it because I understand, having watched it, how different it was compared to before. Although I will say that it probably didn't need to happen.
All right. Next, we've got the Women's World Championship. Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella.
Yeah, interesting. I would like to see them troll Stephanie, the fans, by having Nikki win this. But
wow,
I don't know. You don't want to go against them by having Steph lose, especially as she hasn't appeared in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yung appearance ni Stephanie this week was in a vignette when she basically threatened Nikki Bella. Na parang, you had no idea what you invited into your life after messing with me. Parang ganun yung vibes, right? So, I don't know what that means for Stephanie. Kung ibig sabihin ba mas magiging dark yung persona niya or mas magiging dark yung pag-wrestle niya. Kasi up to this point, her style hasn't really been that aggressive compared to other wrestlers.
Yeah, I don't know if that means she'll be wrestling like she was in Japan, but Nikki Bella's not really the right person to do that with. Nikki has been trying to go along as much as best as she can with admittedly more higher level wrestlers in the women's division right now. Although it's weird, you turn heel and then you lose. I don't think it's gonna do well for your heel heat. Although people already hate you, so. I want to see them, or maybe it's gonna be a non-finish where Stephanie retains, but Nikki doesn't. Nikki remains protected.
Mm-hmm. At this point, do we know kung full-time si Nikki Bella?
I thought you would know. I don't know.
I'm not in those rooms. I'm not in those group chats.
She appears on the show as though she were full-time. Like, she appears a lot more than AJ did.
Yeah, si AJ basically disappeared after WrestlePalooza and then didn't show up until a couple SmackDowns ago. So, yeah. Speaking of AJ Lee, she is part of WarGames! And in fact, she and Becky Lynch are in the middle of the graphic of both their respective teams despite being the last entrants. So let's talk about women's WarGames. Alexa, Charlotte, Rhea, Io, AJ on one side against Asuka, Kairi, Nia, Lash, and Becky.
Okay, WarGames could go any way, any which way here. AJ already beat Becky, and Becky is test driving this new Trump-ish character. So, and
sinusulot niya yung leadership despite being the newest member of the team.
Yeah. So I feel like, ano ba? Is it Team Becky already? Are they the leaders?
No, so it's not called Team AJ and Team Becky. Pero si Becky is basically acting like she's a big deal, diba? Like on Raw, you saw her cut that promo na she disparaged yung mga kasama niya and they weren't happy.
There's also literally a question of the men's WarGames match. Sino leader ng babyface team?
Oh, we'll get to that. Yeah,
we'll get to that. Sure. So yeah, I'm gonna call for the Team Becky win because she has given up quite a bit over the past few months
with a Maxine loss
and losing to AJ.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. I just need to know if we're getting another EO Sky trash can spot.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure you will.
By this weekend, EO will make history or continue to make history by being the only superstar to appear in all the WarGames matches since WWE brought in the format.
Ooh.
So that's a good fun fact right there. Let's talk about the men's match. We've got, sabi mo, yung babyface team na hindi natin alam kung sino yung leader. We've got Roman, Punk, Cody, and the Usos going up against the Brawns, Logan Paul, Drew, and Brock Lesnar. So, we gotta talk about that promo to start Monday Night Raw. Kasi dun pa lang, diba? Parang sinabi na ni Roman, are we gonna pull them out and measure? So, that was pretty funny. And then Roman basically said na that title would look better on my shoulder, and then left it vague. Para sabi niya, kayo nang bahala which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, so my answer is Punk is the leader. Kasi the Vision targeted Punk first, diba? And Jey Uso, diba? Everyone else came in after that fact.
Mm-mm.
Like Cody didn't come in until he decided to help. So why does that make him the leader?
Siya yung quarterback eh.
Yeah, just because he is the pinaka top champion in the company. I think it's Punk's team.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, fun fact, this is Brock Lesnar's first tag team match since 2006 in Japan with Shinsuke Nakamura.
God damn.
So that said, I think Team Vision is winning.
Bakit?
Roman has won the past few WarGames, or the last WarGames where he was a face.
Yeah.
And they are still building up Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So that plus Logan Paul, I feel like, I don't know. And Drew needs a W really bad.
Yeah, actually, Roman won 2 WarGames matches, diba? One as a heel and then one as a face.
Okay, nga. He already won as a face. So I think he could lose as a face now.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Say what's up to JK, one of our I guess OG listeners at this point. You've been listening to us for years. High school ka pa lang ata. Jeez. Thanks, JK, for tuning in. I'm really curious to know what your thoughts are on a potential heel turn. Because I'm seeing online people are saying na on purpose yung Jay suddenly being on the straight and narrow again.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I have been thinking about it. I feel like there is that, there really is that wrinkle waiting for them to happen, waiting for them to pull the trigger on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people are saying that it's a Dakota Kai-esque turn waiting to happen.
I don't think it's going to be a Dakota Kai-esque turn. I think he will be turning at a crucial point of the match where everyone's in, tapos patapos na siya, and then Jay turns.
Costing them the match.
Yeah.
That would be interesting kasi coming out of Raw, parang ang lumabas sa akin is na Jimmy and Jay were kind of telling the other 3 top dogs na we'll be the mature ones here while all of you are in a pissing contest.
Sina? Roman and Jay?
No, Jimmy and Jay. Na parang
Jimmy
we're gonna be the adults here. We're gonna fight dun sa advantage match habang nagpapataasan kayo ng ihi.
Why not? If they wanted to prove that they were on Roman's level, you gotta make Roman level decisions.
Right. So yun yung tawag dito. Yun yung message that I got coming out of Monday Night Raw. So if Jay were to turn heel sa WarGames, that would be something. Especially after what they did. So, yun. Those are our roast predictions for Survivor Series WarGames. I see that the chat is very active tonight. So, thank you for getting your predictions in.
Mag-send kayo ng stars.
Yeah. Kung afford nyo.
Kung afford nyo.
Alam naman natin na yung ekonomiya natin bagsak eh. So, kung afford nyo lang, please send stars. It really helps the page and us. Let's get to some plugs. First off, Puso Wrestling Alamat. It's happening this Sunday. We are still selling tickets. So, kakaunti na lang because we are getting closer to show day. So, if you want to wait for payday, do so at your own risk. But they are still available at pusowrestling.helixpay.ph. But in case wala ka pang budget, we're actually giving away those tickets right now.
Jasper, let's go! Let's go!
Alright, so nagpa-contest tayo sa Facebook page natin. We've got the Relic Rumble sponsored by the Wrestling Podcast. And all we asked, it was very simple. Sinong bet yung manalo sa Relic Rumble?
Yeah, we got a huge variety of answers. Like some of you answered me, thank you. Some of you guys answered Hit. Some of you guys answered Gabriel Argamel.
Friend of the podcast, George, said God. All right.
All right.
Okay, I think we're ready. Babyface producer Jasper, let's spin the wheel.
Meron na.
All right. Our first winner is...
Ready now? You have to drum roll.
Sorry. Maurice Castro. Congrats!
Congratulations for the first... We have three tickets to give away. Maurice Castro gets the first Gen Ad ticket.
Okay, next. Di na ako mag-drum roll. Jasper, who's the next winner? Habang nagsispin si Jasper. We're giving away 2 Gen Ad tickets, by the way, and 1 VIP ticket. So, thank you very much to our Los Patrones Anonimo. Los Anonimo Patrones. We've got Luis Hernandez also winning a ticket from the show.
Congratulations, Luis.
And finally, so si Maurice Castro and Luis Hernandez. Ito, VIP, rolling. Sino winner natin? Si Trav De Leon. Congratulations!
Congratulations, Trav. Are you related to Jake De Leon?
We will contact you. Please check your DMs for a message from the Wrestling Podcast or send us a message. I know na medyo mahirap din for the page to message. So,
yeah, please send us a message. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this now, send us a message. Or I'll comment on your comment to send us a message.
Please. All right. So we will see you this Sunday at Puso Wrestling Alamat. Again, it is Sunday, November 30, Bonifacio Day, 6 p.m. at Brawl Pit, Bulusan. We know that there are demonstrations and protests happening along EDSA, so you might want to leave early, especially if mapapadaan ka ng EDSA.
Shit.
Yeah. So, sa People Power Monument, I heard about it on the news kanina. So,
right.
you guys might want to steer clear of EDSA on the way to Brawl Pit. Yun lang. Find a different way, all right? We will make a way. We will find a way to find a way sa Sunday. Okay. And we will see you there at Puso Wrestling Alamat, JDL versus Main Max for the Pusong Pinoy Wrestling Championship. It is bound to be a banger. Ro, anything else you've got to plug?
No naman, but some professional friends of mine would like to plug the Tequila Festival happening in BGC this weekend, starting tomorrow. So it's going to be at the BGC Amphitheater near the Maybank Theater. If you like tequila, I know Stan loves tequila.
Yes.
A whole bunch of brands are going to be there. Magpapalibring taste sila. Free taste.
Goddamn.
Shots. Go get wasted in public.
Love it. Love the sound of that. Thank you to Doc G for sending stars. Thank you to Captain Mike for sending stars as well. We will see you at Alamat, Captain Mike. For me naman, nothing to plug just yet, but I do have something literally cooking or being prepared in the works. I'll probably get to plug that come Christmas season. For now, though, make sure to follow the show at Wrestling Podcast and at Wrestling2X Pod on social media. Individually, for us, it is at _Stan C, at Roes War, at Chino Supersize, and at EML_Meister. Thank you very much to Babyface producer Jasper for always putting these episodes together. And thank you
Jasper,
for catching another episode of the longest-running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. For Romoran and Jasper, I'm Stan C, reminding everyone to stay dry, stay safe, and don't be a dick. Wrestling Podcast. Out. Later, Outcasts.
Peace.